smiling on the inside, it's Jack Dee. T41, it's Matt Edmondson. And their team captain, Sean Locke. And facing them tonight, Poker Face, it's Victoria Coren. All hands on deck, it's Rob Beckett. And their team captain, Jon Richardson. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Counts, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, 1 in 20 couples say they sleep in separate rooms to strengthen their relationship? I guess they also have sex with other people to prove how much they love each other. 10% of people never talk about food at work, and that's because they're too fat to work, and besides, they don't want to talk with their mouth full. And 25% of men never use deodorant, but unfortunately, they do use public transport. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 3 most popular talking points. Sean, what do you think the nation will be talking about this week?
Ooh, Oscars?
Yes, the Oscars.
Were you excited by them?
Not particularly, no. To be honest with you, I don't really like award ceremonies. Not because I don't win them, award ceremonies over the years have encouraged me to read, watch and listen to stuff that I could quite comfortably have avoided. There's loads of films, books, records that I listen to because they won awards and have wasted my time, wasted my life. Avatar, I'd never have gone to see Avatar, but it's won all these awards, I went to see it and... oh, Christ.
Really? It's like the best Smurf movie ever.
It's just bollocks. It's just
oh, hang on, are you moving on to Mumford & Son?
Mumford & Sons.
People love Mumford & Son.
Yeah, fine if they come round to paint your house. There's loads of them. They put up in their cheeky 1950s van. Yeah. But you don't want to listen to them going, oh, the same bleeding song over and over again.
Why don't you cheer up? What's the matter with you? Daniel Day-Lewis, though, I mean, you can't doubt the guy. What an actor. I mean, he's proper thing, isn't he?
Well, he should have got assassinated. If he's really method, he should have got himself shot.
I don't see why method actors are praised. People say, oh, that's the best way of acting, but because he trained to be a butcher when he was playing a butcher. But that's the opposite of acting. That's just becoming a butcher. I've been doing method for 10 years now. I'm actually quite a bubbly chap. But yeah? I can reveal now that I'm playing Jack in his upcoming biopic. Spent the last 10 years getting into role, and I think I'm ready. Do you think?
It's annoying because I auditioned for that.
What's incredible is his speeches, because actors act because they're tedious people. That's why they do it, because from when they were children, they've learnt that by being other people, they make more friends and are more popular.
Have you thought about acting?
I can act right now. I don't need to learn to... I'll do a butcher right now for you. I won't go away and train to be one. What do you want, darling? A little bit of beef? But my favourite bit is when people talk differently to how they've been in any role. But the best one this year was Adele, whose speech really pointed out... It's a nice song, but you expect it to go, thank you from my house girl. It's going, cheers for this, darling, yeah, I'll do you later, babes.
I felt sorry for Adele, because when she got her award, all the other people getting that awards, like Dustin Hoffman, like Jack Nicholson, amazing people, she got hers off Queen Latifah. Where did you be? You've won an Oscar and Queen Latifah's giving it to you. It's like getting off Marty McCutcheon.
I've never heard, in all the years I've done this show, anyone have a go at Queen Latifah. That's a fair...
She's had it too easy for too long.
Yes. It's time someone turned on her.
Victoria, did you watch any Oscars? Did you stay?
I did. I watched the whole Oscars. I stayed up till 5 a.m. I thought it was pretty ropey this year. Although Shirley Bassey sang Goldfinger. That made me happy. I'm slightly obsessed with the lyrics of Goldfinger. I think about it quite a lot. It troubles me.
So Goldfinger...
OK, well, have you got 5 minutes?
Yeah, sure, for this.
It's only a 3-minute song.
Well, yeah, but it's mostly the line, such a cold finger. What? Why would he have a cold finger? I mean, first of all, his finger isn't gold. His name is Goldfinger. And if he did have a gold finger, metal is actually an excellent conductor of heat, so It could be much hotter than an ordinary finger, so it wouldn't be such a cold finger. But then later, she says he has a spider's touch. Now, if he did have a metal finger, that would be quite a leaden, heavy touch. It wouldn't be...
I mean, to be fair, this is a film about a man who touches stuff and it turns to gold. I would have bigger bugbears with that.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. That's King Midas, you're thinking. That's King Midas. Who are you? You think there's a Bond movie where someone's magic? That's King Midas. You've got to watch that film again. Right, let's have a look and see if the Oscars are up there. Yes, of course. Yes, the Oscars were held on Sunday. Daniel Day-Lewis was the big winner. With his Oscars for My Left Foot, There Will Be Blood, and now Lincoln, he's won more Oscars for unwatchable, tedious films than anyone in history. John Steen, what else has the nation been talking about this week?
The Pope.
The Pope?
The Pope.
The Pope.
The Pope. That's the Italian for it. The Pope. Oh, no, bye-bye, the Pope. It was the Pope's last day, wasn't it? But what I don't understand, he's quit just before Easter. Just like... It's like a manager resigning before a cup final. That's surely like the biggest gig of the year, and he's chucking chocolate at people, and then he's quit. Oh, he had to give back his ring. Had to give back his...
They have to destroy the ring, apparently. He has to give back his
No,
slippers, but they have to they literally have to destroy the papal ring. They have to get a hobbit in a volcano or some sort.
The thing is, if he's got to go out for a leaving drink, isn't he? Like, if one goes out for a leaving drink at work, he's going to have to get around in for every Catholic. No wonder they die on the cross, whatever it is. Not die on the cross, that's Jesus. Jesus, isn't it?
They die on the job, yeah, you get... Yeah, it's the other fella.
Yeah, that's the big guy, the chief exec.
He's meant to die on the job, and he's basically you know, he's not fulfilled his purpose. He was meant to do his job until he died, and then there's a new pope.
He's supposed to die on the job. The job is to die. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it. I'm sympathetic to him.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure they're going to... You're not in with that much of a shout.
If you're the Pope and you die, you are guaranteed straight to heaven. You're like being fired out of a cannon. As soon as you die, so boom, you're like in heaven on a cloud. Whatever you want going on is going on. Whatever you want nibbling is being nibbled.
He's got the better deal, though, hasn't he? Because as retirement, he goes into a castle in Italy with something like... Is it like 40 nuns or something? There's a little loophole where if you quit as Pope, you just get given a lot of nuns. Do what you like for a weekend, no questions asked. He's got a cinema in there, there's a swimming pool, and you can nun yourself to death.
I wonder, you know, because he retired, do you think it's like in an office, you have to take... You get a box and put your things in it, you have to clear your desk and go? Because the other thing was, I thought this was very telling. This is very indicative of how camp the Catholic Church is, that he had to give his shoes back, the little red shoes he wears. And you know that the conversation was, you give the shoes back. Which shoes? You know which shoes.
It makes it sound like being Pope's a bit like going bowling.
Yeah. It is, yeah.
Gives him his old shoes back.
Yeah. Should we have a look and see whether the Pope is up there? I'm sure he is. Yes, the Pope's retired. Of course, the Pope was famously against using condoms. He said he couldn't feel anything. Fingers on buzzers, one more thing to get. What do you think?
I'm hoping it isn't the Lib Dem, possibly dodgy, groping lord. Only because I have a theory that the newspapers are massively more interested in him and that than anyone else at all. So I kind of hope that's not on the list.
Lord Reynard is his name, and no one really seems to... I mean, no one's heard of him before.
His name is actually Baron Reynard, which sounds
Baron
fantastically dashing and sexy. It's very disappointing when you see the picture of him.
Yeah, he's a bit of a unit, isn't he?
Even by political standards, intimidatingly unattractive.
Let's have a little look.
He looks like he's never seen a frying pan before. Can't believe the new invention of the frying pan.
I like that's a parliamentary pancake race, it says on the front. That's what they're doing with their time. Not fixing the economy, pancake races.
I realise, by the way, that when I say these horrible things about what he looks like, that's assuming he did grope the people. If he didn't, what a lovely-looking man.
Of course, I should make clear that Lord Reynard has denied these allegations.
And it's always sex pest as well, isn't it? Whatever happened to a bit of a perv? Do you know what I mean? Everyone's got a dodgy uncle. It's like, oh, don't worry about him, he's just a bit of a perv.
Who decided that grope is definitely bad, Fondle's good, isn't it?
No, fondle is definitely bad when it's a complete stranger.
So what can you do to them?
Fumble is fine.
I don't know what a grope is.
Well,
Victoria.
you've led a sheltered life.
I feel like a grope has to be sort of fluid. Do you know what I mean?
That's a caress.
Like if you grab...
No,
that's...
if it's fluid, you've gone too far. Lord Reynard is not one of the most talked about things this week, but ex-Lib Dem peer Lord Reynard has been accused of groping party members. Lord Reynard was the Lib Dems' fixer. He always had his finger on the pulse, leading many to say, "No, Lord Reynard, that's not my pulse." Or that, and you certainly won't find it there. OK, fingers up, buzzers. One more thing still to get.
Stop. I'll give you a clue.
Horse meat again, yeah. We're still talking about horse meat. There's bloody horse meat and everything. I'm sick and bloody tired of hearing about it. Who gives a shit anyway? Yeah. You know, what does anyone expect? You know, I've always known it's horse meat. You know, you buy cheap burgers, you put them on the grill, they don't even sizzle. They just go... You know, people think that they can spend, £1.20 and I got 150 burgers, and then they're for it in a box, and it's absolutely disgraceful because some of it's horse meat. What the hell did you expect? You're lucky it's horse, frankly. You are lucky it's horse. You know, you go for a kebab, right? Everyone knows, subconsciously, we all know that that's not very nice, what you're eating. So that's why you have to have at least 5 or 6 pints before you summon up the courage to have a kebab. Because you know, basically, it's hospital waste on a stick. I've seen them going around. I've seen one that had a plimsoll on it. It's going around.
You expect kebabs to be made out of missing townsfolk? Really?
It is. Everything's got bloody horse meat. You know, One Direction, they're 28% horse meat. Harry Styles, they give him sugar lumps when he's done a good show.
This is my favourite quote of the week. Was Iceland's chief executive, Malcolm Walker, insisted that supermarkets should not be expected to test for horse in any of their products any more than they should have to test for hedgehogs. It just makes you go, why did you mention hedgehogs?
People were worried that there was a panicky story that maybe the Queen's eaten some horse. The Queen. This is a woman who's eaten the throat out of a badger. She wouldn't care. She'll eat anything.
She apparently she was served what could have been partly horse meat at Ascot, wasn't she? So at least she knew it was fresh. Right.
Would you eat a horse?
No, I wouldn't. I was a vegetarian for many years, which is why I've not developed into a full-grown adult.
I was going to ask about that. I'm so glad you've mentioned it.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't eat horse. I'm quite funny with meat now.
So what won't you eat? What's your...
I've not gone for pork yet, because pork to me feels too similar when you eat it to how it looks when it's in the farm. It's like bacon, for example, it's like someone's taken a potato peeler to the back of a pig and then gone, just eat that.
Oh, you're making me hungry just saying that.
Really?
That sounds delicious. I like the crackling when it's still got some hair on it.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
Yeah, but you mean that as a euphemism, you dirty sod.
I'll eat anything. I think we should farm elephants. They're massive. They're covered in meat. I'd have big elephant farms. And I'm not talking about locally sourced, small, independent producers. I'm talking about massive factory farms with tens of thousands of elephants in there, chained up, bred entirely for the meat. You could smell them in Inverness. It stinks. They're about 60 square miles just of elephants chained up.
Tell you what, I've just thought, their trunk, imagine the calamari.
Yeah.
You could get...
Once I get elected, we're going to have elephant farms.
Well, should we have a look and see whether horse meat is one of the most talked about things this week? The most talked about thing! Yes, the horse meat scandal continues. IKEA have stopped selling meatballs after finding they contained horse meat. It's terrible. If you can't trust cheap meat products sold as an afterthought in a Swedish furniture shop, what can you trust? So those were the most talked about things this week. But in other news, a woman in Las Vegas has been caught having sex with a dog in her front yard. Oh, God, get a kennel. It's her own fault. She'd been leading him on for years. Police found the dog burying his bone in her back garden. So at the end of that round, it's 1 point to John and 2 points to Sean. So our next round is Pick of the Polls. Sean, Jack, Matt, what do you like the look of?
The big ship.
Ah, the Titanic.
That is the Titanic. This week, an Australian tycoon unveiled plans for Titanic 2, a replica of the Titanic. So we asked our studio audience, would you travel on Titanic 2, yes or no?
Definitely not.
It's going to take the same route as the original Titanic, and it's an exact replica.
I very much hope it sinks in that case. Because, sorry, people getting off on the idea of being on the Titanic and going on the same route, which would killed what, 1,300 people or something. I think that's sick. What are you going to do next? You're going to go on a Lockerbie flight, you know?
I mean, you're right about the taste. You wouldn't go on the Costa Concordia, would you? You wouldn't go on a recreation of that. It was only a few months ago. It's like, oh, but because it was decades ago, it's all right. It's not. It's a bit poignant.
Yeah, it's a bit grisly.
If they did do it, I'd like to stand in the harbour at New York in a top hat going, where you been? I've got a beard about a mile long, going into the harbour.
So you wouldn't go on this?
I wouldn't go on a cruise in the modern-day era, let alone back when the Titanic was happening, because it's rubbish. It's like checking yourself onto a floating prison. You can't really do anything, can you, on a cruise? Has anyone been on a cruise?
Yeah, on Hampstead Heath, yeah.
Very different vibe.
I don't like boats. I get bored of waving. You have to wave all the time, don't you? Why do you have to wave on a boat? It's ridiculous. You don't do it on a train. Yeah. I'm on a train. I'm on a boat. Get over it. I do that on the tube every day. Hello, hello, hello. It takes forever. Sick of it. On a boat. Whoa. Chill out.
Would you go on this?
When are you going to get a better chance to do practical jokes? Like, how many laughs do you reckon you'd get? I would be up every morning just go, iceberg, dead ahead!
Or you just stand by the lifeboats, just never leave them, just lean on them all the time. Yeah. Anyone comes near me, fuck off.
I wouldn't go on Titanic 3. Like, if that one goes down as well, and they go, we're going to do a third one, that's when I go, look, you need to stop doing Titanic. This one's going to be safer than any boat because they're going to be so aware. Like, I'd rather get on a plane the day after a plane crash because I think they're not going to be two, are they? But if there hasn't been one for ages and I get in a plane, I think, God, we're due.
Are you aware of 9/11?
Are you aware of 10/11? No, nothing happened.
Very good. So, would you travel on the Titanic 2, yes or no? What do you think our audience said?
No.
No.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Of course they said yes. Of course they said yes.
Of course they said yes, you dick.
They said yes.
So yes
Dick
or no,
about it,
I
Jimmy.
can tell you the answer is yes. 74% of our studio audience said they would travel on Titanic 2. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here's your question. Best way to make friends?
Ow.
Obviously not like that. Is it hang around after night prayers?
Night prayers, that comes just before let's strip down to our pants prayers.
That comes just before the in the name of the Father, the Son, and in the Holy Ghost.
OK, best way to make friends?
You tell a woman that you love her, and she says, I think we're friends. It's better when you could just ask when you're a kid, and you just go up to someone and say, you want to be friends? If you do that now, it looks weird. You're making mates with someone in the office. There's no point in which you have to go, can I just clarify, are we friends? We can't be best friends, because I made best friends with Sue last week.
A better way that isn't weird is to throw someone's dog in a pond and pretend you rescued it.
Did they see you throw the dog in the pond? Because I don't think it's going to work that way around.
No, they just see you climbing out with the dog. They don't know you threw it in. You become friends, and it's not weird.
It's going to be weird for them watching this, isn't it?
Can't dogs swim? Am I having another...
No, before she did it, she broke its legs, so it couldn't swim.
Is it that you steal their things and then pretend you found them in a hedge?
Stop ruining other people's lives. 48% of people meet their true friends at work. Is that true for you? Have you met friends at work? You're a professional gambler most of the time. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's... But I'm terrible at making friends. That's why I play poker, because you You sit with a bunch of people and you play a game and drink and chat, and they are friends, but it's just friends where at the end of the evening you go, I think you owe me £100.
That sounds like prostitution.
Well, that's simply the way I make friends. Deal with it.
Rob, well, what do you think?
I think you don't need many friends. I mean, I've got about 6, and like, that's one that I could do with cutting a few off.
According to a recent survey, the average British person has 3 true friends and another 19 mates.
But I call everyone mate, and I don't mean it.
Well, what do you think, mate?
Well, it's weird when your job is to interview pop stars because you have that false friendship thing. They come onto your radio show or whatever it is, and I've had it in the past where you think, I'm probably not going to get on with this person, and they come in and you become really good friends.
What odd people have you become friends with?
There is a grime artist called Skepta.
Oh, Skepta, yeah.
You know Skepta.
Skepta, boom.
Yeah.
Cowabunga, dude.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me anything about Skepta.
He and I have kind of become friends just through being interviewed a few times. I did an interview where I mounted him in a piggyback from behind, and he had to hold my weights whilst we had a little chat. And since then, we've been nearly inseparable.
I'll just let you know about the thing about Skepta is he doesn't let his real friends do that to him. We don't do
my
that.
dream,
We
sure.
don't do that.
It's weird that you weren't at Skepto's birthday party last night, though.
Skepta, but yeah.
What do you call him?
Skepta.
You call him Skepta?
If you're a mate, we call him Skepto.
Oh, Skepto? Skepto.
Skeptos.
Are you going round his later?
What, Skeppies?
Yeah. Couple of pints.
Skepsies.
Skeppo.
Yeah. I'm going to go down there, we're just going to hit a bin with a brick for a bit. It'll be great.
OK, best way to make friends?
Just do it on Facebook, and once you've clicked it, it's official.
I'll give you a clue. It's to do with listening.
Asking questions. Go to the pub.
Listening to someone moaning on.
That'll do, yeah. I'll give you that. Listening was close enough. Yes, the best way to make friends is to listen to people's problems. Of course, some people like me have the opposite problem, too many friends. It's like every makeup girl we've ever had on this show has had to leave because I'm too friendly. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Jon, Victoria and Rob have 2 points, Sean, Jack and Matt have 3 points. They've won. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and all of you watching at home. If you want more, tune in to AI Tank Outs on Carr on Wednesday. That's it from us. Good night.